Now this next topic here, y'all, I know it's gonna get a lot of people upset, man, but we gotta talk about it, and I gotta call a spade and keep it funky with y'all, and that is, yo, what up, y'all? All right, so since building my first ever gaming PC that you guys are seeing right here, the question that kind of popped up in my head was, is the PC here actually better than PlayStation? Let's talk about it. The other day, man, I built my first ever gaming PC that you guys can see right here in its full glory. This was a struggle to build, y'all, but I must say it was the most fulfilling, whatever, to finish this build. So before we actually get into which one of these systems here is better from my personal experience and just being a long time PlayStation console gamer to trying and testing out a gaming PC for the first time. And side note, just so you know, I'm always going to be PlayStation gang. So just so you know, that ain't never changing, never going anywhere. But I do kind of want to break down what kind of PC here that we're working with, so that way it kind of adds some context to this conversation that we're about to have, as well as I want to have with y'all down in the comments. So in this PC right here, right, like I'm rocking, as you guys can see, I got an all white build that matches kind of my space and the setup that's behind the camera there. But I got in here an NVIDIA 4080 Super graphics card. I got an i9 14 Gen Intel CPU, 14 freaking fans in this bad boy to make sure I'm keeping everything cool, so that way it runs smooth. We don't get no overheating and nothing like that. Also, when it comes to the motherboard, I'm rocking an ROG Maximus Z790 formula, which is a Wi-Fi 7 motherboard, which you guys can see here that I'm using with my Eero Max 7 router, and I'm getting crazy speeds over Wi-Fi, but that's a whole nother thing for a whole nother day. So those are pretty much all of my internal parts. If you guys want to watch the full build and how I put everything together, you can watch that video right up here, and I'll have it as well as down in the description section below. But just wanted to give you that so that way we can have context to this conversation. Now, switching on over here to the PS5, I have experience playing and using the OG PS5 as well as the PS5 Slim since they released back in November. Well, this one was November 2020, and then the PS5 Slim was last year that it released in November, as well as even the PlayStation Portal, which came out also in November of last year. So now that we pretty much have all of that out of the way, man, I want to just kind of talk about where I stand when it comes to PlayStation and PC. Let's discuss my experience, man, kind of how it's been so far switching over, trying PC gaming here for the first time. Now, first thing I actually want to talk about is just the overall look and design. Now, my PlayStation peeps, I need y'all to understand, and I need y'all to just, we gotta have a keep it funky moment here, y'all. I think we can all agree that PC builds just look way better than something like the PS4 or the PS5 or even PS5 Slim. Something about just being able to see all of the parts, like the fans, the GPU, the AIO cooler, the graphics card, it's like makes it just a work of art. Then when you guys add in all of the RGB lights and the fans and the cables and all of that, it just, I don't know, it just makes it look even more dope. But on the flip side of that, I know what you guys are probably out there thinking. You're like, well, the PS5 here is more compact in size in comparison. It's most likely going to fit better within an entertainment TV console type of setup. And then when you factor in something like the PS5 Slim here, like it's so slimmed down that I can even keep it right on my gaming desk that's behind the camera, and then it hardly takes up any type of space. So for convenience and size and form factor and all of that, I think the PS5 console in general is just a better option. And if that's important to you, then I think the PS5 is probably going to be your best choice for gaming. But if space for you is not a factor and you really want a gaming machine that you can kind of show off, it looks good within your space, kind of adds it as like an art piece, then I think PC might actually be a solid option for you. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is just the overall setup and design, as well as learning curves between both of these systems. Now, I want to talk about this from the perspective of a person who is new to either one of these systems, because obviously I've been on PS5 longer than I've been on PC, but I want to talk about it from somebody who's making that switch coming from PC to console. First off, I say if you are familiar with Windows as an operating system, then you're going to be fine when it comes to PC. But if you're not, and you're building a PC versus a pre-built PC, then just know you will have to buy a Windows operating system software here for you guys to be able to install it. Like those systems, these systems here don't come with nothing installed on them. Like you literally have to set everything up from scratch. And all of that can be intimidating at first. I'm not gonna lie. Like I had to do a ton of research in order to figure out how to do all of these different things. Now, to be fair, since I've done it, I will say it is pretty easy to set up all in all, but if you haven't done it, then you will have to spend some time actually trying to figure out how to get your system up and running. Now, another thing with the gaming PC that you're gonna have to do is make sure you download, and hear me well, download every single Windows update available before you do anything, and I mean anything, because if you don't, man, you're gonna run into all type of driver issues, compatibility issues, where games won't actually load, the quality won't look good, or anything like that. So trust me when I say it, make sure you download all Windows updates, gaming software updates, as well as your graphics card updates, motherboard updates, everything you need to download. Now, when it comes to the PS5, it's pretty straightforward. You just boot this bad boy up. Updates is most likely going to start by itself. You're going to stay up to date, and it's only one place for the console that handles all of those updates and everything and downloads, which makes it just a simple, I guess it makes it more of a simple system to be able to kind of have a learning curve with, and it just makes it more Apple-like and low maintenance. And when it comes to a learning curve of just both of these systems here, PS5 hands down is a better choice because it really is a plug and play type of system. So if you want less of a learning curve and low maintenance, then I would say PS5 is 1000% going to be a better option for you. Now, this next topic here, y'all, I know it's going to get a lot of people upset, man, but we got to talk about it, and I got to call a spade and keep it funky with y'all, and that is gameplay in games. So let the honesty begin, y'all. Now, the better out of the two, and I'm not even going to stretch this out, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, I'm not gonna play with y'all, none of that. PC gaming hands down. For the longest, y'all, I will be playing PS5 thinking the graphics look good. And don't get me wrong, the graphics on PS5, they still look good. Like, I don't think anything wrong with that until you actually get on a PC and you have dedicated graphics card. Like, for the first time, I think I actually understood the power of having a dedicated graphics card. Like, think about it, y'all. This right here, this thing right here is something that is made specifically to handle graphics on your machine. Like, it's not trying to use everything and compute it and then spit out this graphic to you. No, this one here is saying your only dedicated sole job is to handle graphics, and that's it, and talk to the motherboard, and that's it. That's all it needs to do, is do that. And I feel like when you have a system that does just that, my God, you can't, it's tough to compete. Like, I'll be real with y'all, man. There's been games that I've went back and played on PC here just because I wanted to experience it in better graphics and just overall performance. Like, y'all know me, man. I play a ton of Call of Duty, man. So I went back and I bought the same game that I got on the PlayStation here. I went ahead and bought it again on PC just because I wanted to see and experience seeing it better and within textures, higher frame rates, and all of that. And let me tell y'all, man, it did not disappoint. Like, listen, y'all, I'm not saying that PS5 is bad quality, because on an OLED gaming monitor, as well as the gaming TV that I got here behind me, the Sony A80L, which is also OLED as well, it looks damn good, y'all. But PC graphics is just, it's just so much better, y'all. Like, I would go on record and say, because I know one of the questions that always come up is, if there was a game that was to come out brand new on day one and it was dropping on both of these systems at the same time, which one would I actually buy it on? And my answer to that is PC. I would 100% buy it on PC, specifically because I know I'm gonna get better graphics and better performance. Now, to be fair, man, the one thing that I do feel like PlayStation here has over PC that just PC and Xbox just can't compete with, y'all, and other gaming platforms can't compete with, and that is exclusive titles. PlayStation gaming studios and the exclusive titles that they have, like Kratos and God of War, Nathan Drake and Sully in Uncharted. Then we got Ellie and Last of Us, man, are legendary games that are exclusive to the PlayStation platform, at least in its initial release. And to me, this is where I feel PlayStation crushes any competition that it has, because the games they have exclusive rights to, y'all, are just top tier. Like, think about it, y'all. These are games. I'm talking God of War. They're thinking about turning this into a movie. We got Ghost of Tsushima is going to be turned into a movie or a TV show. Then we got, let's see, Last of Us. That is already a TV show on HBO, which already has its first season out, and they're working on season 2 and season 3, which is insane, y'all. So think about it from that perspective of the games that you're able to get on PlayStation opposed to being able to get them on PC or other gaming platforms. And this is why I will always be PlayStation gang and will never just outright leave my PlayStation completely unused collecting dust on the shelf. Now, the PS5 Pro, I'm gonna be real with y'all, this could actually change the way I see it from a graphics perspective, because what I'm actually hearing out of these streets, man, is that that thing could possibly be a beast. But again, we just gonna have to wait and see, because like I said, I'm hearing some good things in regards to graphics as well as performance. But overall, if you guys are wondering which one is going to give you better graphics as well as performance, it's 100% going to be gaming PC over PS5. But again, y'all, as much as it pains me to say that, I just got to keep it real and keep it honest and funky with y'all, man. It's just better. Now, the last thing before I actually give you guys kind of like my overall opinion, we got to talk about pricing. Now, this is where I feel like most of you guys out there, if you haven't already said it, somebody done said it down in the comments, is they're going to be like, listen, it should be better. It costs 5 to 10 times more than something like the PS5. And I'm going to be real with y'all. You are 100% right. And this is why I feel the PS5 gaming console itself in general will always be around and never fully replaced, because the price is much more accessible to everyday average people, and it's way less of a learning curve because you don't have to build it, and when you guys turn it on, you don't have to download drivers, you don't have to do window updates constantly, you don't have to update your shaders, you don't have to update the NVIDIA graphics card constantly. Like, you just plug this bad boy in and the PS5 is just going to work. You can also leave the PS5 in standby mode and it's going to download your updates for you in the background, so that way every single time you boot this bad boy up, it's just updated and ready for you to go and play. Oh, and the last thing that I gotta talk about, and that is the PS5 controller. This here is legendary, y'all. This is why I even game on my PC here. I grabbed this as my go-to for gaming because it is that damn good. Plus, you get all of the haptic feedbacks as well as the rumbles, and all of the features of this controller also works on PC. Now, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm not a mouse and keyboard kind of guy, although I do plan on like trying it for the first time. But you know, that's gonna be something that's gonna be a part of the stream. So if you guys want to be a part of the live stream crew, man, then make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel right now so y'all can watch me struggle in that in real time. But overall, man, to be fair, both of these systems right here are good within their own right. I think it really comes down to a couple things. One, are you a graphic snob like me to where you want to make sure that you are seeing all kinds of details in your gaming, as well as being able to have higher frame rates within your games and all of that? Because again, I'm not saying this is bad. Think about it like this, y'all. Think about it in regards to having two 4K TVs and you in a department store. Say you in Best Buy, right? And you see two 4K TVs side by side. You can notice the difference between the two when they're literally side by side from each other. But if you guys don't have them side by side and you just bought one and you got it in your home, then that's when you're gonna notice that, oh, the quality on here is good. But when you put them side by side to something that could potentially be better, that's when you're gonna start seeing the differences. And that's kind of how I'm seeing both of these. Like, the PlayStation is more than enough and it's fine as far as graphics and performance until you actually set this up side by side. That's where you see the major difference. And number two is, how much money do you guys want to spend? Are you okay with spending $3,000 to $5,000 plus on a PC, or are you cool with sticking around with the $500 to $550 range for a solid gaming experience? I think that decision ultimately comes down to your budget as well as your comfort level and how much you guys want to spend. But it's really, y'all, a night and day difference. I just gotta be real, y'all. And I get it, y'all. Most people out there will stay within this $500 range because, again, it's more affordable. And to be honest, and I completely understand why people do it. I mean, to be fair, it makes the most sense. And last, what style games are you guys into? Do you like PlayStation exclusive AAA titles and you don't really like waiting for them to come on PC? Or are you cool with the games that are just on PC and what you guys play and you don't really care about the PlayStation exclusive titles? I think these are the things and the questions that I feel like you should be asking yourself if you are a console gamer looking to possibly come on over to PC and vice versa. So let me know, man. Let me know down in the comments what you guys are thinking. Are you guys a PC gang, or are you PlayStation or Xbox console gang? Like, I'm curious. Let's talk about it down in the comment section below. And other than that, I'll see y'all in the next one. Squad, we out.